he is just really, really a thinker, or at least I feel like he is. When his eyes are open, there isn't much like staring time. There's a whole lot of like, who are you people? Even though he knows who we are time. Today he's been sleeping a bunch. And also, so he slept not too much, or, you know, lots of waking ups the first few days. And yesterday and the day before, he's done some 3-hour stints or more. And things I'd read were saying like, oh, wake them up at the 3-hour mark if they're still really teeny, so they make sure they get enough food. But I was also like, I don't know if I need to do that, because the guy I know is eating, because he is really eating, and I have a lot of milk, and he is inhaling that stuff. And like, he doesn't mess around. He's like ready to go. So I was trying to figure out if that made any sense, because I would believe in the baby self-regulating completely, because he's not premature, he doesn't have any health problems, which can make a baby not wake up, and then they'll be undernourished. But not with him. I knew he was getting bigger. He's super lively. He's never fussy, except when he's got a burp. His belly button, his umbilical cord is fine. The pediatrician said it's a little red around the edge, but that's very normal, and it smells funky, and that's very normal. So we're just waiting on it to fall off, and he's been in a good mood. He doesn't like the diaper change so much, but I mean, who would want someone else wiping your butt? I mean, dang, not me. But after I nurse him and we change his diaper, he doesn't seem to care as much. So we've got this like nurse diaper change, nurse pattern, which works well for not hearing hollering. But he also came up with, because he doesn't cry much, because we usually catch him and feed him and burp him, you know, kind of in the beginning, because we can kind of tell which is which now at this point. Is it burping? Is it crying? For food, you know, what is it? Or is it burping because you got a fart and like your stomach hurts, and we can kind of tell that one too. But he's discovered this new cry. The few times that I'm like trying to get my pants on, or I'm like in the bathroom, or I'm getting out of the shower, and he's with Jason, and Jason can't nurse him, so he can't, you know, calm him down in that way, and he'll try all the other stuff. But he started doing this cry where he'll cry for just a little bit, and then he'll start to do this like tragedy cry, like this wail, like sounds like a total tragedy, and it's sort of funny because I'm coming. It's not like I'm leaving him. Here we go. I'm racing down the hall to get him. But Jason, it's sad for Jason, because Jason's holding him and there's nothing he can do, and I'll just give him a boob and everything's fine. But it just sounds so pitiful, and it's a little bit funny. Just because that's the way I roll. I think baby crying and kid crying sounds, some of them, when they're super tragic, are just comical. But anyway, so he's discovered that new cry, and I think he knows that we both are like, oh no, don't cry like that, and whatever is happening works, which is just us getting to him, which we are getting to him anyway. He's been sleeping in his little, like safe sleeper, like kind of bassinet box in his crib, like right at the foot of the bed, but we're sleeping with our heads at the foot, so we're right there, we're like a foot from him, we can look at him and be like, oh, and then I can reach him really easily and nurse, and so it's been really smooth. We've had a couple nights where Jason's barely been woken up by me trying to get to him and nursing, because I'm practicing just to see how capable I am of doing things on my own at night, because we have discovered too that this kid will for sure sleep for at least 3 straight hours when he's on top of a person. He loves being on top of people. He'll sleep in his little basket too, just fine. But he loves being on top of people, like my grandparents, Jason's mom, Jason, me, although it's harder for me to like really be stuck under a baby for that long. I like to do more moving, and I think he knows that about me because he was in my body for a long time. So he knows that like we could be stuck together, but let's move. Let's move around a little bit, please. So he's really good at sleeping on people. So I know that. So I'm like, oh, you know what? He's not going to wake up even if he's hungry. He'll just keep sleeping. Or he'll eat a bunch in advance, or he'll just eat ravenously afterwards. So Jason can have baby time, and I can go take a 3-hour nap. So I kind of like that as an idea, is like he sleeps through the night and I only have to wake up a couple times, because I kind of skipped ahead from the story I was telling. The pediatrician was like, you don't need to wake him up every 3 hours. Like, he's healthy. He's gaining lots of weight. He's taking lots of poops. He's drinking a lot. He's in a good mood. Everything about him is healthy. So let him regulate himself. You don't need to worry about waking him up because he's fine. Some babies too of mothers that take medications might not wake up as fast or when they're hungry because it might make them groggy. It just depends. So they're like, and considering my medical history, I don't have any of that. So it's like he's just literally regulating himself and he's fine. He can do it. So I think we're going to do that tonight. I'm not going to wake him up, but he might sleep for like 4 hours in one go, which is like already way more than I imagined. And so I'm just kind of like, whoa, this is exciting. I think I mistakenly imagined that I would be like getting literally no sleep for months, like 45 minutes at a time for months, but that was just for 2 days. And I'm feeling remarkably rested, and all that. So anyway, so he's fantastic. He's doing great. He's 1 week old. And I'm really impressed by how big he is now, how fast he's growing, and how good he is at nursing. And just his facial expressions are getting more hilarious. And I'm trying to think of some of my favorite things. I think one of my favorite things is when he does that head bob thing. And like his little smiles. And, you know, he doesn't smile necessarily looking at you. He smiles in his dreams, or just when he happens to be staring at you. But it's just freakishly endearing. And I'm just going to get more and more endearing. He's just fantastic. So this is Uhtred. You can kind of see him. I don't want to disturb him too much. He has lots and lots of hair, and the pediatrician was like, he could keep it, it could fall out, you never know. Fall out and turn my color, which would be weird. And of course we don't know his eye color, because he's got that baby blue-gray thing going. But the more I look at him, the more I see parts of me in his face, and parts of Jason in his body. And I really thought I would have a little clone Jason baby, honestly. But I think Uhtred has my nose, and my eyes and eyebrow connection, like that, and my coloring in his eyes and eyebrows. But he has Jason's head shape and hairline and ears and neck here and forearms. I think my favorite part of his body is his little forearms, because he has a line of fat right in the middle of his upper arm, and it looks like a big muscle, but it's really just a big roll of chub. And it's so cute. And actually I'm sweating right now, like, woo! But he is enjoying being on top of me, like super hot like that. So we've had a lot of like fun naked babies time, because it's warm and he likes it. And then he's been sleeping in his little sleep sack, which I super recommend, because you just like lift it up to change the diaper and you don't have to do anything else. Oh my god, so awesome. And one of his eyes has been a little crusty. And so I've been spraying some, not spraying, but putting some breast milk in it, and I think it's getting better, even though it's not bothering him. But yeah, he's just wonderful. There's nothing else I can really say except he's just wonderful, and it's already going by too fast. I feel like it's already going by so fast that I don't want to miss it. I mean, I'm not missing it. I'm here, but me being emotional, just postpartum wise, one of my days where I felt kind of emotional was about that. Like, I'm missing it already. He's already so old, even though there's a lot of time left. But yeah, this is my son Uhtred, and thanks for watching the first episode of Our Baby Way. And I'll check back in with you next week, probably, for a 2 weeks update. And hopefully his umbilical cord will have fallen off, and we'll have gone to another pediatrician's appointment, just to confirm he's still great. Yeah, if you have any questions, or you're curious about specific things related to this early mom period, or him, early baby period, let me know, and I can try to address them in the next video. Oh, he did a little foof and a yawn. Okay. Thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, bye.